Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and welcome to INFP Poetry Corner, where I do crochet and we talk about poetry. And I wanted to drink hot chocolate, but unfortunately the hot chocolate spilled on my crochet tablecloth, so I had to go wash that instead. I've been thinking of making like a radish out of like amigurumi, so I don't really know because I don't have a real pattern. I have a pattern for like making a circle, but not how to make a radish. So I'm just seeing how that goes. Unfortunately, I cannot read amigurumi patterns. Like I can't count the stitches while I read poetry. So that's why I took out this little scarf idea instead, where I don't need to count stitches because I hate counting stitches and it sucks. So I'd rather do this than than actually doing the amigurumi, because I need a little bit more brain power to manage that, you could say. So this poem is by Walt Whitman and was recommended by Sick Parvis Magna. I don't know what's the name of the person is. I keep forgetting his username. But it was on my live. I usually at the end of my live I ask for recommendations, either poetry or books. So this one is called Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. And it's not like I know a lot of Walt Whitman, because I didn't grow up with his poetry, but I know that I like most of his poems. So let's see. Oh me, oh life. Oh me, oh life. Of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, of myself forever reproaching myself, for whom are foolish than I, and who more faithless, of eyes more that vainly crave the light, of the objects mean, of the struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plodding and sordid crowds I see around me, of the empty and useless years of the rest, with the rest me intertwined. The question, oh me, so sad recurring, what good are me these, oh me, oh life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists in identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. By Walt Whitman. So that was a nice poem. It reminds us that even though like life sucks in many ways, there is a purpose to us being here. Like even if it's just to write a verse in a poem or to read a verse of a poem, the reason for our existence is just to be, and that is a purpose, you know. So I find it a good read. I didn't do it justice, I think, with my reading, because I stopped a few times. Getting tired for the night, and the way that the poem's stanzas are constructed is pretty interesting, because it's like run-on sentences that kind of break almost near the end, but not really. So that kind of makes it a bit more unique than other poems where the stop of the line is like, the stop of the line means something. I don't know if he talks about different parts of life that suck, pretty much. And there are different clauses, you could say, in each stanza. But the sentences aren't, like, they don't flow very well. And I think that it's supposed to be like that it's supposed to remind us of how plodding and difficult life is. It's not flowing and poetic all the time. But the answer to the question is that we are here. And what does he say about that? Oh me, oh life. Like, what good amid these? Oh me, oh life. And the answer is that you are here. That life exists in identity. That the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. And it kind of goes back to the Shakespeare analogy that the whole world's a stage and we are merely players. But like in a positive manner. Because yes, everything is just a play and that can be seen as a bad thing, but we do have a part to play. That's the thing. Like, it can be seen as a bad thing that like everything is just an act, but at the same time, we are actors, you know? And everything can suck, but actually it doesn't, you know? There's actually a lot of good in the world. So I think that that's a very nice poem. I appreciate the recommendation. Let's see, what else? I also asked for book recommendations. I just finished a book that's called Educated by Tara Westover. I have it up here. Let me show you the cover. Educated by Tara Westover. And it's about a girl who is in a cult in Idaho. And I finished it. And I think it was a really good book. And I really recommend. It's really good writing quality. And this is her biography. Her autobiography. So it's not... like, these things that happen in there are so crazy sometimes. But this was her life. And this isn't... A lot of autobiographies are either written... Like, if it's a celebrity, they're ghost written and, you know, it's not even written by the actual person. For regular people who aren't famous, sometimes the quality can be varying because, well, a lot of people haven't studied writing to write their biographies, even though they had interesting lives. But this person actually went on and got a PhD in history and philosophy, pretty much. Like intellectual history of ideas, basically. So this is a very educated person, and that's the whole point of the book, is that she goes from having like not been at school at all, and she was homeschooled, but like basically even her parents did not have like a high school education, so she was limited in what she could learn, and she gets educated in the ways of like the Lord and such, but not really into things of the world, because she's not supposed to be part of the world. And I think that it's a really interesting book about like how we create our own education, you know, like depending on, I mean, it's on our experiences, but also what schools we decide to go to, who we decide to follow, and the ignorance of the beginning of her life and how she ended up becoming one of the most educated people out there. She went to Cambridge and got a PhD. So from somebody who barely could read or even do math or anything else. She was mostly on her parents' farm and doing some really dangerous stuff, and like not believing in doctors or vaccines or anything. So I recommend that book. I also I went to check out if Walt Whitman has if there's a book in the library that has his poems. Hard for me to say, but I'll see if I can find it. Okay, so have a great day, everybody. Bye.